必殺マジシリーズマジ殴り。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 10 times anime characters showcase their strength. For this list, we're going to be going over the occasions when anime characters illustrated their true strength, whether through coincidental actions or deliberate flexing. And remember, if there's an anime list you want to see, go to my Twitter at AshJBo and let me know. Number 10, Killua solos The Hunter Exam. Hunter x Hunter. The Hunter Exam is one of the most grueling contests around, so when Killua leaves his current adventure in Greed Island to retake the test, it seems like it could take a while. However, upon arriving there and seeing many familiar faces among the 1,489 applicants, the examiner of the first stage throws him a softball. All the examinees need to do is defeat 5 people and collect their tags.
それで試験内容だが、昼飯まであと2時間。その間に5人ぶっ倒せ。
Killua then decides to defeat all of his fellow contestants. And using his literal lightning speed, he does it in a flash. It takes him longer to collect their tags than it does to knock everyone out. Number 9, Utsuro vs everyone. Gintama. Utsuro is one of the most overpowered villains in anime. The guy stomps everyone upon his introduction, and one would think that was already enough to establish him as a credible threat.
そんなに怖いですか? 私が
But then the immortal decides to take on most of the main cast.
毎日目玉をくり抜かれたこともあった。
He throws people around like ragdolls, casually cuts throats, and survives countless stab wounds, some of them self-inflicted, because it's just easier like that. Even losing a hand is no big deal. Utsuro just wrecks them all with an infuriating smile on his face. Number 8, Hajime vs 60k monsters. Arifureta from commonplace to world's strongest. With an army of 60,000 monsters bearing down on a small village, things look dire. Or at least they would if Hajime and his growing harem weren't there to stop them. While the ladies also demonstrate their significant strength, the real nail in the coffin of the attacking creatures is Hajime. The OP anti-hero uses heaps of summoned miniguns and other heavy weaponry to cut through the army of darkness like it's made of paper. That's what'll happen if you go up against a guy who eats monsters for breakfast. Literally. Number 7, Vegeta vs the Punching Machine. Dragon Ball Z. The heroes of Dragon Ball are so strong they make ordinary people look like ants. So during the 25th World Martial Arts Tournaments, most of the gang agrees to hold back when hitting a punching machine meant to test their strength.
192 points.
Naturally, Vegeta refuses to play along. The egomaniac holds nothing back and sends the device flying into a wall, busted and broken. Sure, the rest of the gang know how strong Vegeta was, but he needed to make sure the other, weaker fighters knew this too. Plus, he might just have wanted to intimidate the punching machine too.
Let me ask you, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?
Number 6, Anos puts Zeppes through hell. The misfit of Demon King Academy. The titular academy pits new students against each other on their first day to test their strength. But arrogant demon noble Zeppes has bad luck. He's pitted against Anos Voldigode, the reincarnation of the previous Demon King.
気づいたか？心臓の鼓動だ。
Anos blows out Zephyr's fiery sword by just breathing. He opens wounds all over his opponent's body with just his heartbeat. But the thing that really blows Zephyr's away, in a literal sense, is when Anos snaps his finger and disintegrates him, only to resurrect him so he can start the death cycle all over again. It's a fantastic establishing power moment, because Anos does so much with so little. Number 5, Ainz's power induces vomiting. Overlord. When a bunch of mercenaries get the bright idea to rob the Great Tomb of Nazarick, Ainz Orgone decides to have some fun, telling them to get off his lawn. Pretending to be a skeleton warrior, the all-powerful Overlord battles them with a sword and shield on his Colosseum floor. While he's not even skilled with weapons, he still handles them all easily. After dispelling his equipment, some of the party suspect he uses magic. The group's own magic caster is sure he isn't, but it turns out Ainz is just hiding his power with a ring. Once it comes off, his aura is so monstrous and evil that the girl loses her lunch. Does anyone else hear boss music? Number 4, The One, The Seven Deadly Sins. Escanor has had plenty of opportunities to showcase why he's justified in being the sin of pride, but our pick goes to his battle with Meliodas. Embracing his demonic side, the sin of wrath runs rampant over his friends, with none of them, even the overpowered Escanor, able to do much to their amnesiac captain. However, that changes at high noon, when Escanor's sun-based abilities are at their strongest. For a minute, he gains the power of the One. In this blazing form, all it takes is a single hand chop and Meliodas goes down. He thought he could win, but Escanor decided otherwise.
Escanor.
Number 3, Level 0, Hellsing Ultimate. With London embroiled in the flames of a war between the Church and Nazi vampires, it's up to a monster to save the day.
My lord and master, Integra Hellsing.
After his master gives the word, Alucard removes the last seal on his power, Level 0. In this state, Alucard is an amorphous mass of dark, bloody energy from which he can summon the undead souls and bodies of everyone the OG vampire has devoured over his long life. And as his wave of death sweeps through the city, he only acquires more and more soldiers. No wonder they keep restraints on his power. Without them, he's a tsunami of death. Number 2, Boji defeats Boss. Ranking of Kings. Boji is a prince born with a lot of obstacles in his way, first and foremost being his father, Bos. His gigantic dad siphoned all the strength Boji would ever have himself, making him an unbelievably powerful warrior. However, after undergoing training, Boji discovers his own talents with a blade. With Bos possessing Boji's brother and threatening his retainers, Boji steps up to face his titanic papa. In this gorgeously rendered fight scene, Boji uses precise strikes to cut Bos's weapon down to size. It's vindication for Boji, who has been looked down on his whole life, only to defeat the world's strongest man. Who's the boss now? Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kenpachi takes off his eye patch. Bleach. Kenpachi Zaraki is such a fight-hungry mad lad of a Shinigami that he'll do just about anything to enjoy a battle. That includes wearing an eye patch that diminishes his spiritual power. Even while he's wearing it, the pressure he gives off is immense. But the times when he finds an opponent worth removing it for, or his foe makes the mistake of knocking it off, that's when his true strength is unleashed.
全力で戦っても良さそうだ。
When fighting Ichigo, Kenpachi sliced through a huge building with a single swing. Likewise, when fighting the Espada Noitara, Kenpachi sliced through his iron skin like it was nothing. Bottom line, if you see both his eyes, run. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.